The rope bit into her wrists more than her throat, but fear made it feel worse. The sign hung crooked on her chest, its letters smeared by dust and rain. Indian land. She was young, pale with terror, boots barely brushing the ground. The wind carried her shallow breaths across the scrub and sage. No one remembered who tied her there. In border places, blame blurred fast. The town had been emptied by rumors and revenge, leaving only fences, a gallows-shaped tree, and a girl waiting for the end. She closed her eyes and counted heartbeats, hoping they might mean something. Hooves came soft at first, then steadier. The Comanche rode alone, his horse moving like it knew grief. He had learned to read land the way others read faces, the rope, the sign, the silence. None of it surprised him. What surprised him was how young she looked. He dismounted slowly, palms open, as if the land itself were watching. He cut the rope without ceremony. The girl collapsed into his arms, coughing, alive. He lowered her to the ground, wrapped his blanket around her shoulders, and waited until her breathing steadied. She expected anger, a knife, a curse. Instead, he gave her water and his name, spoken once and never again. He said nothing about the sign. He lifted her onto the horse like something precious, and turned away from the tree before it could claim them again. They rode into the hills where the grass grew thin and the nights grew kind. She learned his camp rules by watching, how to warm stones, how to share quiet. He spoke only when needed. When he did, his words were careful, shaped to avoid harm. Her name was Anna. She had crossed with a family that vanished in a storm of shouting and gunfire. She didn't know who was right or wrong anymore. She only knew the rope had felt final, and the cut had felt like mercy she hadn't earned. He showed her how to survive without teaching fear, how to find water by birdsong, how to read clouds. He did not tell stories of war. When she asked why he helped her, he said the land did not belong to signs. It belonged to those who listened. Word travels faster than horses. Men came looking, some for justice, some for blood. The Comanche stood between them and the girl, not with threats, but with stillness that said enough. The men left with their anger unspent, afraid to spend it there. Winter pressed in, blue and clean. Anna learned to mend, to ride, to sleep without nightmares most nights. When they passed a trading post, she hid. He waited until her shaking stopped. He never asked her to be brave. He let her become it. Spring softened the hills. They built a small shelter, not a claim, just a place to rest. She laughed once, surprised by the sound. He smiled at that, brief and gone, as if joy were a visitor who might spook. When a family passed through, lost and hungry, he sent them on with food. Anna watched him choose kindness without applause. She understood then that saving her had not been a grand statement, it had been a habit. The sign turned up again one morning, nailed to a post by someone who wanted a memory to burn. He took it down and fed it to the fire. The ashes fell quiet. Anna slept through it and woke to a sky that felt wider. She asked if she should leave, find a town, a name that fit. He said she would find what fit by walking toward it, not away. He offered no leash, no promise, only the road and the choice. She left when summer ripened, riding with steady hands. At the ridge, she looked back. He raised his hand once, then returned to his work. The land held them both differently, fairly. Years later, Anna told her children a story without villains. She told them mercy could arrive from the quietest place, and that signs lie. Somewhere beyond the hills, a lone rider listened to the wind and kept choosing life.